Alright, hi guys. So for those of you who weren't able to make it to the packing party, or for those of you who just want a little refresher, I'm going to kind of go over everything, repack my bag, and show you how it's done. So first things first, I know we talked about this at the packing meeting, but I pack all of my clothes in these nice little plastic bags. They squish down really nicely, save you some space, and are nice, just kind of easier, and if it rains on you, your clothes won't get all wet. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So I do it by outfit so that it's easier kind of to unpack, especially for briefing. You won't have to unpack everything and repack it to go back into community. You can just unpack maybe 2 or 3 of these bags. So first I'm going to pack my pants. So this is a nice example of some khaki pants. I'm going to fold them and then roll them, stick them in the bag, and I've got my AMIGOS polo. Remember, you guys are going to have to wear your black polo on the airplane. I'm packing mine because I have my gray one on. I would wear this to the airport, but I have so many of these that I'm going to bring 2. So roll this. Then I've got a nice little sweater in here in case it gets cold. Going to pack that. And then I've got socks. Those in there, and a sports bra. And usually I put some underwear in there, but I already have those spread out between my other bags. Squish it down a little bit. Zip it almost all the way. And then I'm gonna kind of sit on it, squish all of the air out, get it nice and tight, and then zip it the rest of the way. And you got a nice little bag of an outfit. So next thing, you have your backpack all ready to go. So first thing you're going to want to pack is your cot. It's the biggest and the heaviest thing. So you want it towards the back of your backpack just so that it's easier to carry. So you're going to put that in first. So you're going to slide that in here. I know it seems like it won't fit, but I promise it fits in all of your backpacks. Put that in like that. Next, you're going to want to pack the heaviest things towards the bottom and towards the back, just like the cot. And you're going to want to start with your bulkiest items. You can fit smaller stuff in around it, but you're going to want to start with the bulkiest. So, my heaviest things are probably my toiletries, so I'm going to start with those. I have this, which has my shampoo, conditioner, face wash, and lotion. As you probably noticed, I've duct taped the top of them. This is so that they don't explode in the airplane because of the pressure. I also put them in a plastic bag just in case the duct tape does fail. Got an extra layer of protection there. So we're going to stick these at the bottom. I've got this bag, which has my bug spray, my body wash, some sunscreen, my toothpaste. I've got some hand sanitizer in there. I also have this, which is called wrinkle eraser. I hate my clothes being wrinkly. It also helps them smell bad or smell good because I hate smelling bad. Just kind of nice. You can get it in the Target travel size section. Another trick that I like for making your clothes smell good is I put dryer sheets in each of these bags. So that's another little tip. Got this, get that there. Alright, next I'm going to pack my bulkiest shoes, so sneakers, hiking boots, whatever you have. A trick I like to do with these is I'll pack stuff inside of them to save a little bit of space. So I'm going to pack some playing cards in here. I've got some earrings, packed like 3 pairs, just because I love wearing earrings. And then I have this nifty thing, which is a nice little bag. that rolls up really nicely, really small, that I can take with me just for carrying stuff around if needed. Kind of useful, takes up not very much space. Roll this back up. Put that there. In this shoe I have some socks and underwear and my bandana. Gonna stick that in there. And then we're gonna again put those kind of towards the bottom. You can kind of put them in around the cot. That like that. Next I'm gonna pack my 2 water bottles. So I have 2 Nalgene's here. I have a third one that I'm gonna bring in my carry-on that I'll talk about a little bit later. These 2 are packed with stuff. As you can see, this one has duct tape on it, almost a whole roll of duct tape. Definitely recommend doing this. Duct tape holds the world together. Super useful while you're in country. So this one has a loofah and my swimsuit in it. Again, loofahs are awesome to bring because it really helps you just get really clean. It feels nice. This one has all of the tampons I will need this summer, as well as some rope. Show you the rope and just some rope. It helps hanging mosquito nets, stuff like that. Yeah, super helpful. So I'm going to take these, stick those down there. Alright, next thing, I'm going to take sleeping bag, put that in there. My pillow, it's a nice little travel pillow. It actually gets pretty nice and big. They have smaller sizes of these too, but I like it. Kind of squish it in here, gets nice and small. There you go. Stick that in there. Alright, I have my nicer shoes here, just for going to church, maybe if I have an important meeting, stuff like that. I'm gonna stick those. They don't take up much space. Stick those in there. Then I'm gonna start sticking my clothes in. So wherever they fit, kind of shove them in. This one isn't squished down very well. These are kind of old bags, so they're kind of not staying squished down. But when you guys do it, they'll stay because they won't have been used a lot. Which one is? Okay. So now, I've got a belt, pretty important, I don't know, nice to have, doesn't take up much space. I'm gonna stick that. I've got one of the books that I'm bringing this summer, I'm gonna stick that in here. I've got wet wipes, which are super awesome, would definitely recommend bringing these. They're nice to just kind of wipe off after a long day, maybe wipe your feet before you get into bed. Just kind of handy to have. Stick those in there. And then wherever you have room, I would suggest toilet paper. So for these ones, what I did is I cut out the middle cardboard thing and squished them down to save space. I'm gonna put one roll in here. One roll right here. So now, switch this down a little bit more. And this backpack is nice and packed. Believe it or not, 35 pounds. So the next one we're going to talk about is my carry-on. So these backpacks do come with a little backpack that clips onto it. I like to use my regular school backpack. It's a little bit bigger, allows me to carry a little bit more. So I've got my backpack. First things I'm going to pack. I've got my books. You guys are going to have a couple more, but those are going to go in first. You can pack those in your carry-on, but your travel safety, the green book, needs to go in your carry-on. I've got my little notebook. One thing I want to note about this is it does have a copy of my passport and ID in it. It's important to have a couple of those. I have one in this backpack as well, and I have one in another bag. It's important to have those. I also wrote down what is in each of my clothing Ziploc bags, just so that it's easier for me to know. I don't have to unpack all of them. And then I have a list of my medications. It has the name of it, what it looks like, the dosage, so both in milligrams and in individual pills, and what symptoms it treats. So for example, I have Dayquil, orange gel tabs. You take 2 soft gels every 4 hours as needed, and it treats cold-like symptoms, so stuffy nose, sore throat, cough, that kind of thing. And I have that for all of my medications. And then I have a little star next to each of them that's a prescription medication. Yeah, so that's helpful. Got my little notebook. Then I'm going to pack. I have my journal as well because I always keep a travel journal whenever I go somewhere. So if you're like me, I definitely recommend bringing one. Next thing I have my first aid kit. This needs to go also in your carry-on, just because in case this gets lost, you'll still have your first aid kit. If it does get lost, it'll probably only be for 1 or 2 days, but it's important to have the essentials in your carry-on just in case. So this is a super awesome little one. It's the REI Backpacker Weekend First Aid Kit. Pretty small, comes with all of the essentials. It was only like $15. So super useful. Opens up like this. It has everything labeled. Comes with nice little scissors and some tweezers as well. Super awesome. I like it. It recommends bringing your PIP. Packing list probably recommends bringing a thermometer. I would definitely recommend bringing a thermometer in case you do get sick. You're able to take your temperature and let them know if you have a fever. I also brought hydrocortisone anti-itch cream for the bug bites, and then some more antibiotic ointment. It comes with some, but these are nice for just scrapes and stuff. Zip this up. There. I've also got a little toiletry bag, again, just in case this gets lost. I'm good for a few days with this. I've got my razor, hairbrush, bobby pins and hair ties. I've got some floss, and then I've got my shampoo, conditioner, body wash. It's important to put these in a plastic bag because going through the airport, you're going to have to take them out and put them through the screen x-ray thing individually. So make sure to put those in a plastic bag. Got my little toiletries in here. Again, just enough to get me through a couple days, just in case. This is not essential, but it's nice to have. I'm sure other people, if needed, you could borrow some toiletries from them if absolutely needed. So next thing, I have my travel towel. These are super awesome. This one's pretty big, but they dry super fast, which is nice. And then I have, this is the one I brought when I was a participant. It's a little bit smaller. It doesn't cover you all the way probably, so which is totally fine for you know, if you're changing in the shower or in the bathroom, you don't have to cover yourself. Smaller ones are totally fine. So I've got my travel towel. Super awesome. Totally not necessary though. If you want to just bring a regular towel, that is totally fine. Totally up to you. I just really like these because they dry really fast. So, okay. Got that. Next, I have my rain jacket. Like to keep this in my carry-on again in case this gets lost. I'm not stuck without my rain jacket. And then I have my mosquito net. Super important that this goes on your carry-on. For the same reason, in case this gets lost, you must be sleeping under your mosquito net at all times. So this has to go in your carry-on that you'll have with you. This one is a pre-treated permethrin mosquito net. It's a single point hanging one. I've seen also the canopy ones are really nice. I would bring that, but this is smaller and I'm going to have to be taking it with me as a supervisor. But for participants, I would totally recommend the canopy ones. They're super awesome. This also comes with some like hooks and some rope. Easy to hang up. I know it depends on where you'll be, how you'll be hanging it up. But it's nice to have a couple options. Duct tape is always helpful too. One note on that, they do have 6-point hanging nets, and those are really confusing and really hard to hang up, so I would not recommend the 6-point hanging nets. Yeah, so we got that. I have my sleeping bag liner. I'm going to pack that in my carry-on again for the same reason as everything else. In case this gets lost, I'm not stuck without like a sheet or something. It's not super necessary, but nice to have. That also, you don't have to have a specific sleeping bag liner. You can just bring, a lot of people, what they do is they'll take like a twin or double size sheet, fold it in half, and sew the bottom and up the edge. Works just the same. So next I'm going to pack a couple of changes of clothes in my bag. So I'm packing one of these, the bags that I showed you. It has a pair of, it's actually the one that I packed and showed you. So that's going to go in here, as well as my pajamas. So it has a t-shirt and a couple pairs of underwear, as well as some pants, pajama pants. I'm going to stick those in there. And then I have my bag of medications. So I have a couple notes about the medications. As you can see, I took some of them out of their original boxes, and that is one reason why I wrote down everything in my notebook, so that, you know, these aren't exactly labeled. Maybe I don't know, do I take 4 of these? Do I take 2? Do I take 1? That's why I wrote it down. The boxes are a little bit bulky, and these are just easier to carry around. Another note, really important that your prescription medications you take them in their original bottles with the labels on them. Super important. Also, all of your medications have to come with you on your carry-on. Just a couple helpful tips. If you tend to get car sick or motion sick, I would recommend bringing some Dramamine or whatever you usually use. Some people are allergic to Dramamine, so there are a couple other things you can use. I personally love it. Another helpful tip, I brought both ibuprofen and naproxen, also known as Advil and Aleve. 2 different painkillers that are used for different things. So naproxen is better at reducing fevers, while ibuprofen is usually better at headaches and stuff like that. You know what you usually use. For me personally, Tylenol or acetaminophen doesn't work well, so I brought these 2. Bring whatever works for you, but I would definitely recommend bringing maybe 2 different kinds for different things. And then if you know you have allergies, or maybe just helpful, I would recommend bringing some sort of antihistamine or Benadryl, just in case you do have an allergic reaction. Helpful to have, but again, not necessary. So, got all of those. And a lot of people also bring multivitamins. If you take them here, great thing to bring. Even if you don't take them here, great thing to bring. or like probiotics kind of help you, if you have, they're helpful with digestive problems or whatever. So I've got my bag, my pharmacy bag. I'm gonna put that in there. Got this pocket all done. So next pocket, I have my planner and my colorful pins, just because I always have these with me. Nice to have if you're like me and crazy organized. If not, that's totally fine. Put those in there. Got my headlamp and extra batteries. Super helpful. Love my headlamp. Bring a headlamp or a small flashlight, whichever. Headlamp's easier because it's hands-free. Just don't look down the latrine with your headlamp on. Extra batteries. I would recommend bringing lithium batteries. First of all, they're a little bit lighter. Second of all, they last a lot longer. They are a little bit more expensive, but definitely worth it, and less waste too. So I've got my extra batteries. I have I have just a little bit of makeup in case, you know, feel like going to a party or something. Just some concealer, mascara, eyeliner, eyeshadow, maybe a little bit of lip gloss. Want to look a little bit nicer, not too much. So that's that pocket. And then my Nalgene that I'm bringing with me on the plane. So this I have left completely empty. This is my little spout. Completely empty because I'm going to fill it up when I get in the airport. Stay hydrated, super important. Also, I have my hand sanitizer attached to it. I'll switch it out with the other hand sanitizers in my bag. Super helpful to have with you. Wash your hands, don't get sick. I'm gonna stick that in here. Yay. That bag is done. And then for carry-ons on the airplane, you're allowed to bring one personal item as well. So I chose this super small little purse. You can bring a bigger one if you want, but I'm going to put my book in there, my glasses, and then remember you have to have a black or blue pen to fill out customs forms. So I brought a couple of pens in here. Also chapstick, if you're like me and always attached to your chopstick. And then luggage locks. So remember, don't lock your luggage before, when in the airport, TSA will most likely cut it off. And so bring some to use when you're in country. There's a little pocket right here. That's the one I use as my lock pocket. And I would recommend bringing the ones with the numbers, not the ones with the locks, or with keys. Because if you lose your keys, then you're kind of out of luck and you can't get into your bag without cutting the lock, which is pretty difficult to do. So I'd recommend getting the ones with the combinations on them. Super small. You can buy them at like TJ Maxx, Target, Savers, wherever. Not super expensive. So put that in there. Got that bag. And last but not least, I have this little nice dorky little necklace thing. Just so that while I'm in the airport, I have all my important documents right here. So this has my passport in it. It will have my ID and my money. Also for you guys, it'll have your parent permission to travel. It should have also all of your travel documents, so boarding passes, stuff like that. Any important documents should go in here. And make sure that so your passport, not necessarily, but any money or anything should go in the zipper pocket. Yeah. They also have ones like this that are fanny packs that go under your clothes. Also super awesome. I personally like these better. Again, personal preference, doesn't really matter. They also have black ones. Whatever works for you, whatever you prefer. So a couple more notes. I think it's awesome to bring some art supplies, maybe some markers. Stickers are always great. I'm just not bringing any, but I would definitely recommend bringing those. and some envelopes. Make sure you put those in a plastic bag. One other thing I forgot, extra plastic bags are always awesome. For packing on the way home, just for using throughout the summer, definitely recommend bringing extra gallon-sized plastic bags. They don't take up a lot of space to bring, so why not? So, also, a note on the plastic bags. I know they're a little bit more expensive, but getting brand name ones they usually work a lot better, so Ziploc. And then get the ones that you have to like pinch closed, not the ones with the slidey things on them, because these tend to stay a little bit better. Some helpful hints. Oh, this one go. So bring those, and then last but not least, you're all packed up. Go to the grocery store and steal a couple of these twist ties, maybe more than a couple. And you're just gonna twist your zippers closed, just so that it's harder to pickpocket. TSA will probably be less likely to go through your stuff. It'll be harder, and people won't be able to plant stuff on you as well. So not that that's a big problem, but mostly for pickpocketing. So zip ties work great too, but these are free. So zip tie all of your zippers, also for your carry-on and stuff. One very last thing, this is what I would wear to the airport with my chacos on, most likely jeans, just because they're heavier, more bulky to pack, obviously your polo, and then whatever shoes you want. And you're ready to go. So if you have any questions, I will be here until June 5th. Feel free to text or call or email. And then after that, I will be available by email. Not regularly, but I will be available if you want to email me. Lauren and Allie are also great resources. Text and email and call them too. But other than that, have fun. Can't wait to see you when you come back.